our key thing is we are actually facilitators. So we are not an organisation that raises funds in the same way as Tusk, but we are, for example, one of Tusk's key projects. We raise funds in many, many different ways. Our books are completely open to everybody, and our key objective is to make the Waterberg the safest place in Africa for rhinos, and we believe in the next year or two we will have achieved that. It must also become the safest place for communities to live. And so our whole thing is facilitating, talking between all the relevant parties, working together. We are very collective. From a fundraising perspective, we raise funds not only for equipment and things for various different projects. So although we raise funds, then different people will apply to us for the funds. But we facilitate a lot of things. So, for example, we facilitated the Waterberg Security Initiative Cluster, which is an area that covers about 350,000 hectares of land. They've now set up their own little board. We have raised a lot of funds and now put in a very high-tech camera-based system, which is a number plate recognition system. Day and night, it is linked into a thing called Verify, which is a national network. So if a vehicle from Cape Town has been involved in a robbery and is on any SAPS system, the moment it comes into our area, all the key security are immediately alerted, and we can shut the area down. So key things are making the area completely safe for people, all species, and particularly rhino. Rhino have very few breeding grounds today because nobody can afford security. Our own security alone for us, which we pay completely. So my involvement as a lodge and having rhinos has got nothing to do with Save the Waterberg Rhino. It's totally separate sort of positions as such. Our security alone costs us 100,000 rand a month, which is what has created a situation of private landowners getting rid of their rhinos because they can't afford to keep them. What we are wanting to achieve is a secure place for rhinos to breed. The area is a 2 million hectare area, and as I said, we're the second biggest rhino population outside the Waterberg. Second objective, obviously, is to uplift our communities, create more employment, create safer environments within the townships because they're the ones that actually suffer the most. Education is a key factor, so we're involved with also the Desmond Tutu Foundation. They've got a great thing called the Tutu Desks. We have already managed to secure the first 1,000 desks, which are these little mobile, amazing desks, because we've identified in our area that 6,000 children do not have desks. These are wonderful little desks that they can pick up and take home. The Rhino Cultural Museum that we are now also been very involved in is our main educational centre for kids. Most children in this area have not seen a live rhino, so there's 2 different environmental education programs going on, and obviously so we've already shut down probably 750,000 hectares in terms of the camera system and the alert system. We've had very, very little poaching in this area. It has moved slightly south of the Waterberg because this area has become much, much more protected. But our next funding that has come through is going to be focusing on that side. We've had 2 major donations from Tusk. We've been elevated into a much higher level because what we do is a community thing. It's not for a reserve. We do not provide funding to any private reserve unless it is community orientated. And everybody's involved, from our relationships with SAPS, which is the most important general skippers. We are involved with on a day-to-day basis, as well as the sand parks and all the local community security specialists. But at the same time, we get involved and help with lots of other aspects, from the environmental education to upliftment of other projects, etc. So that's kind of a brief thing on Save the Waterberg Rhino. We've got completely dedicated people who are full-time employed, which are 3 individuals. Obviously, it is always a struggle raising funds, particularly for operational purposes, and that's paying salaries. But since we've had the 3 people involved on a sort of fully paid thing, they're all passionate people, no egos, we don't do egos, it's ego or team, we're team. Those that don't want to work with us and share information and work together, it's too bad, but our thing is all about collaborating, being collective, pulling everybody together. So again, we've got a lot of community members that also help with security and patrols at night and work very closely with SAPs when SAPs need them. There's a huge community communication network. So it's probably the most unique product. We found a lot of people wanting to take the model that we've created and move it to other parts of the country. A lot of what we've done has actually been based on 2 visits up to Lewa Downs and Old Pedgerter to see what they do there. We've got a good relationship with them, and a lot of the models that we are implementing is based on what they've done, that if you don't give back to communities, create employment, educate, etc., and if they are not going to benefit from conservation, you can forget it. And that's been probably our most important thing. So we've done a lot so far on the security. We've probably created now one of the safest places in South Africa to be, live, and for rhinos. And our focus now is on how to help communities, whether it is being able to put in a borehole in the name of conservation, where communities don't have water. We have active vegetable gardens going in the Buckenberg area in the communities. So that's our forward-going sort of projects from now. But yeah, that will just give you a little bit of an idea of who we are and what we do. And yeah, it's a unique product, and everybody and anybody is welcome to come and visit, get around, see. But it's an area covering 2 million hectares.